Hey, I'm Srini, the creator of Maximize Your Output with Men. Can you imagine managing all your critical business information, company, customer, process, and strategy information all within a single note? That sounds like a wild idea, right? But that's exactly what we're about to do. And here's the real kicker. I won't leave that note for the entire demonstration. You'll witness the power of SmartWrite transforming complex tasks into a breeze. So if you're ready to revolutionize the way you work, stick around because this is going to blow your mind. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can create, retrieve, synthesize, and analyze information inside of your knowledge base all within one mem, while also kind of building out your business knowledge hub simultaneously if you don't already have one. So one of the things you need to keep in mind here is that everything here depends on the information that you already have in mem. So this is going to look kind of crazy because it's going to seem like it was effortless and fast. And that's largely because I've put so many different notes into mem. Right now, maybe about 25,000. It's become my default place to store information. But I think the thing that you want to realize here is that basically once you hit a critical mass of knowledge, maybe 50, 60, 100 notes, this is what starts to happen. The value of the information inside of mem compounds almost exponentially with time. So we're going to do this, and we're going to do it all within one mem. We're going to create a company profile. We're going to summarize customer feedback from some survey data. We're going to outline a process for something like producing a podcast. And then we're going to formulate a strategy for achieving some goal that I have in mind. So you can see here that I've already written the prompts. So if I hadn't already written the prompts, it would be a little bit slower. And so I'm going to say the Unmistakable Creative Podcast and Srini Rao, more paragraphs. And in a matter of a few seconds, what you'll see is that it will spit out a company profile. So depending on how complicated the prompt is and how much you want it to produce in terms of the output, that'll determine how long it takes. So you can see here that was pretty fast. So we've gotten to get basically a pretty good idea of how quickly we can do this. We can make revisions using the same process. So now what we're going to do is we're going to summarize customer feedback from a set of survey data that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and type in MYO August or MYO survey. And then what I'm going to have it do is basically analyze this, and I'm going to go ahead and just press enter here and just press return. And now it's going to take what I just put right above it, and it's going to give me an analysis of what was in that survey data. And I'll show you the survey data here in just a second. So you can see here, it's giving me a pretty good summary. Instead of having to go through all of this, which you can see is far more extensive, but it gave me a pretty good summary, and that was really fast. So we've summarized a bunch of survey data. We've created a company profile. And now let's say that we wanted to look at an SOP, for example, or for example, let's say that I wanted to create a better process for my podcast or my video production for this YouTube channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say producing and publishing videos for the Maximize Your Output YouTube channel. And help me streamline it. Takes less time. So I mean, that's basically just at a quick level. So what it's going to do now is it's going to actually give me a suggested process and a suggested list of steps to follow. And I could say, okay, great, convert this into a list of tasks, or convert it into a template that becomes a list of tasks. So you can see here it's taking a little bit of time. Again, like I said, what you'll see here is this, just depending on the complexity of the task that you're asking it, you basically can see it. So it actually is using some of what I've already put in here in terms of everything. So it's actually did a pretty good job based on kind of my workflow to date in terms of everything here. So this is pretty spot on in terms of how it all works. So you can see here that we've generated an SOP document for video production. Now let's do one last thing. I'm going to basically come up with a strategy for accomplishing a goal. And so what I'm going to tell it is losing 10 pounds using notes from UC transcript collection, because I might have some useful notes inside of my podcast transcript collection. And So you can see here that what it's going to do now is use that collection to give me an answer to all of this. And what's crazy about this is that this was all done within a single mem, just, you know, using knowledge from within the knowledge base, which is pretty incredible. So I think that this, if anything, demonstrates how powerful it is to store information in mem. And the idea behind this was that you could build a business knowledge hub, but you go so far beyond that because each one of these could be individual notes and each one of them could be linked. And then you're able to keep using all of that information. So in essence, the more information you add to mem, the better it gets in terms of the experience. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below.